in Mark, toward the end of Mark. And if you remember, I dealt with this idea that in Mark 16, the idea that they were to take up, there were signs that followed them that believe. Signs that followed them that believe. And we remember there were, number one, there were heart signs. Remember that? They'll speak with new tongues. And out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. There's heart signs. And God, there will be signs in our hearts if we get saved, if we believe, if we trust God, if we're yielded to Christ. There will be signs in our heart. That is not speaking, and I told you this, that is not talking about the unknown tongues that we were talking about in 1 Corinthians. This is talking about a whole new way of speaking, a whole new language of speaking. Let me say this, I tell people, J-O-B, before I got in the Bible, was job. I read over there and it said that they told me the guy's name was Joe. I said, wow. Before I started reading the Bible and understanding the Bible, I thought pride was a good thing. I read my Bible. Now I never use it as a good thing. I always use it like God used it, as a bad thing. Something that God hates. Pride, arrogance, evil way. So a new language, a new tongue. We'll have a new way of speaking because it comes from our heart. Our heart will magnify Him instead of magnifying self. And then we find that it not only were there heart gifts, but there was also, what was that? Health gifts. Health gifts. They shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. Health gifts. You cannot be hurt by anything that you're doing inside the will of God. Unless God lets you. Unless God won't. And you'll be hurt whether you drink it or don't drink it if you're outside the will of God. And in the will of God, if God wants you to go through it, it doesn't matter whether you've sinned or your parents. If it's for the glory of God. So as long as you're in the will of God, you're indestructible. Whether you drink poison or whether the old serpent tries to attack you. Don't worry about things as long as you're in the will of God. That's for them that believe. That's what he's saying. So we find there's health gifts. And then there's help gifts, I believe I said. I think that was the word I used. And they shall lay hands on the sick and they shall recover them. We will be ministers to those who are sin sick, societal sick, and even those who are sick. Is that not true? Is that not the church? Is that not the... All right, first of all, those that are sick with sin. Those that are sick because of society. So we teach and preach. The first thing we worry about, preach is that Christ delivers us from sin. And then we preach that Christ will override society. And then we teach the principles of biblical living can keep you from some sicknesses. I will give you this one real simple, just people don't understand this. You will never, never, never get the disease of alcoholism if you live the principle the Bible teaches. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. I mean, don't drink it. Very simple. Are you seeing? If you live the principles of the Bible, it will deliver you from some sicknesses. Alright. So we teach this. And so I was dealing with the idea that these are things that go along with or accompany salvation. And then last week, I dealt with how's your love life. And did I get that online?
Yes.
If you get a chance and you get bored and you want to check out how your love life is, 1 Corinthians 13 deals with that, and I preached on that last week, or I may have taught Sunday school. I can't remember whether that was a morning message, and then I dealt with in the afternoon service. I dealt with the zeal of the Lord, being consumed with Christ. These are things that happen because you got saved. You got saved, you will have a love life, because the love of Christ constraineth us. And then I dealt with the fact that you will have a zeal, you'll be consumed with Him. You ought to be consumed with Christ. These things are things that normally, naturally, because of the supernatural work of God, just happen in our lives. Do you remember when you first yielded, trusted Christ, became a born-again believer, and how you had a zeal and you wanted to tell people about Christ? You wanted to tell people about what happened. I remember distinctly that night that I got saved. When I got saved on a Wednesday night, I went to church, my wife wasn't there. I was going with my best friend Tommy that night to take his sister-in-law of his first wife to St. Louis. And Tommy would get off work at 10 o'clock. I got in the truck with Tommy, and me and him were going to drive her up there. We had to turn around and drive right back. And so it was going to be a zip-zip type thing. And here we were, making that run. And here we are, got off work, and it might have been that Friday after, I don't remember exactly, but it's the first time I saw Tommy after, and we're zipping up there, and I want to tell him about Christ. I want to tell him something happened in my life, Tommy. Now, Tommy knew me. Tommy knew I was just a partier. That's all I wanted to do was have fun. And that was my whole, I was consumed with having fun. But I want to tell Tommy about Christ. Tommy said, oh, I heard it all before. I've seen it. Yeah, you know my mom, she's been religious. I'm like, it's different. There's a love life. There's a zeal, a consumed with Christ. And then there's happiness in holiness. Happiness in holiness. And that's what I want to look at today for just a few minutes. Happiness in holiness. In Psalm 144, in our Divine King James Bible, that would be page 862, I just want to look at one verse, and it says, happy is that people that is such a case. Yea, happy is that people whose God is the Lord. There is happiness in holiness. And for them that believe, now that's where I'm coming back to why I get this from the book of Mark, this idea that there's things that follow after those that believe. True happiness will follow after those that believe. So what exactly would we say, might ask, what is happiness? What is happiness? Who wants to define happiness? Anybody want to define happiness? Yes, sir.
Happiness is the state of being happy.
The state of being happy. All right? Joy. All right? Happiness is the outworking of being blessed, or of having things happen that delight our heart. That's what happiness is. Something happens and our heart is blessed or delighted. It's an outworking of this idea of something happening. You know that that's where the word happening and happiness, they come from the same root that there. And so when something happens that blesses us, then all of a sudden we become happy. And we will find that to be true because of the fact that the Bible teaches it that way. And so, and I'll just give you real simple, Leah, who was, had a sister named Rachel. Leah had a child. His name was Asher, which means happy. You say, why was she happy? Because she was blessed with another son after she had some issues. And Leah said, happy am I, for the daughters will call me blessed. And she called his name Asher. She was happy about a child. And can I tell you this? Most mothers are happy when they have a child. Matter of fact, if they have any natural affection and have carried that child in the womb for 9 months, and that child is born, that mother is happy. Now there are exceptions to that, and I say that even if they did everything right, sometimes they're sorrowful because of the child having deformities or things like that. But at the same time, they're happy and sorrowful at the same time. You can be both those. You know that, right? And but Leah was happy about a child. And the Bible tells us in Proverbs chapter 3 that the man who retains wisdom and finds wisdom will be happy because the worth that's attributed to having wisdom. And do you not think that people get happy when they get some understanding about something, when they get some wisdom and learning, and all of a sudden it makes sense? In Proverbs 3, in verse 13, he says, happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Length of days is in her right hand. Thank God. Hey, wisdom will give you length of days. And I'll give you this just on a physical note. All right? Eating right and exercising will give you length of days. If you get, I was going to say fat. I'm not allowed to say that word anymore. If you get a bunch of overweight and you don't exercise, you don't eat right, you eat Bluebell ice cream every night, and you eat sugars all the time,
amen,
and all these things, and you don't exercise, then you're not trying to, you're not using wisdom concerning your health. Now I say that, so when somebody gets wisdom in that area, can I tell you, it can help lengthen their life. Am I telling the truth? Yes. So if we learn some wisdom, even in worldly, earthly things, we learn wisdom. And riches and honor are in her left hand. And so we learn, not only do we find some wisdom, but we find that riches and honor are in her left hand. Now I'm not talking necessarily making lots of money. I'm talking about having what you need to be able to enjoy life. It's in the left hand of wisdom. If you find wisdom, and now I'll give this to you. The borrower is servant to the lender. When you find yourself in I owe, so off to work I go, that does not bring happiness. You cannot say, hey, things are going rough, you know, I got to do this, I want to do that, I just need to take a break. Oh no, I've got to go to work because I've got to get the overtime, I've got to be able to pay this bill, I've got to do this. And you're always worried about how to pay your bill. Now I'm not saying that you need, I'm not even saying never go in debt. Listen, I owe for a house right now. I'm not debating the issue of debt. I'm just trying to tell you the facts are that if you learn financial wisdom, you will say, listen, all I need is food and raiment. God promised me food and raiment. All I need is to have stuff to sustain me. I can live in a tent or a cottage. Why should I care? They're building a mansion for me over there. I mean, so I'm not going to be here much longer. Somebody said, well, I plan on living for a long time. I do too. It's called eternity. I'm looking for the Lord to return anytime. So even if I lived in a 23-foot Winnebago, I wouldn't worry about it because He's coming tomorrow. So how do you know? Because He hadn't come today yet. And He's either going to come tomorrow or today. And it's just going to happen. It's only a day away. I learned that. Tomorrow, that's what they said, right? It's only a day away. I mean, wow. If the Lord's coming back tomorrow, let me say, that is one of the reasons I am so against people talking about you have to go through the part of the tribulation or go through the tribulation for the Lord to return. Their eyes are looking for a tribulation instead of looking for Jesus to return. From historically, all the way through till now, people, the children of God, have been looking for the Lord to return, to come and take them out of their situations and let us be with Him for eternity. Whether it be by the cloud or by the clod, they're looking for the Lord to get them out of a situation and so that we can be with Him for eternity. Life is rough. Life gets tough when you get past 18. The farther past 18 you get, the rougher life gets, they tell me. I don't know, I'm not that far past 18 yet. I'm still enjoying every moment of it that I can. But I'm just trying to tell you, wisdom. And so, happiness.
Amen.
Happiness. It means to have, to be based upon a blessing or a delight of something that has happened. Finding wisdom, retaining it. Happy is everyone that retaineth her. And then happiness in a true sense is not perfect freedom from sorrow and discomfort. You can be happy in a bad situation. You will not be happy about a sad situation. But you can be happy in a sad situation. Everything can be falling apart, and all the seniors on your baseball team may have graduated last year, and the juniors that could have come back and made a good team may be quitters and not come back. But you can be happy in the midst of all of that and play with a passion and enjoyment on the baseball team and be happy. Not about the situation. All you've got is freshmen and sophomores and one senior and a good guy and one or two juniors. But most of them are, the team is freshmen and sophomores, and though they're trying, some of them trying hard to play, have just not got the experience to play at a competitive level. You might be losing most of your games. But you can be happy. You say, why? Because our happiness is not found in because of the situations of discomfort and because of situations that are sad. Our happiness does not come from there. Because it doesn't make it. I'll just give you this. All right, if you and I want to be happy, it's not going to come because everything goes right. That's not the real world. That is not the real world. You and I better find something else to be making sure our blessings come from, and the happenings that are happening come from someplace else other than this world. This world is full of heartaches and heartbreaks. This world is full of sadness and sorrows. You say, oh, I don't see that. You've not lived very long. People die. Now, I know other than Scrooge, they were happy. Is that not how'd that song go? About Scrooge. Yeah, well, they were happy that he died. They didn't like him. They were not happy for Scrooge to be around. Most people would have been happy for a Scrooge to die, but most people were not happy for their friends to die. I know y'all never watched the, whatever it's called.
Christmas Carol.
The Christmas Carol. And that's not by Mark Twain, though. That's not. No, I don't remember who wrote it. But I've seen these things. And what I'm trying to say is, that's the greatest thing that anyone ever done for me was Scrooge get passing on. But all that stuff, what I'm saying is we're not happy when somebody dies. But we can be happy in the fact that God has blessed that child of God to come home with Him. If he's one of God's people, we don't sorrow as others who have no hope. Are you seeing that we find the right place in our blessings? Happiness in the true sense is not perfect freedom. And happiness in the true sense does not consist of laughter and smiles. In Proverbs 14 and verse 13, even in laughter, the heart is sorrowful. Have you ever known somebody who's just cut up all the time? But when you really get to know them, find out that they're really just covering up their heartaches, just covering up their sorrows and their sadnesses. Because once you get around them for a little while and they get through that crust of happiness that they've got, you find out that they're miserable. And they put this on, this front on to make you think that, oh, everything's all right and everything's great. So, just like there's heart is sorrowful, even in laughter, at the same time, we can find that even in sorrows, we can be happy. We just dealt with that. But not just because somebody's got a giddiness about him. We know that Saul, he was happy when David would play that harp. And that the Bible tells us, here's what it says. And it came to pass when evil spirit from God was upon Saul, that David took a harp and played with his hand. So Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him. But it didn't last. Because once the music stopped, that spirit came back. Because he had something and some people look for something so that they can overcome their sorrows. And they'll find things to make them laugh. Now, I know if everybody wanted to really laugh, they would be at church this morning here, and they would laugh at me. But that's beside the point. What I'm trying to say is they go to comic places, trying to find places to laugh. They get around somebody who's funny, try to get them a smile on their face. They get their favorite music and crank it up, rip the knob off, just trying to make themselves happy. Some of them got their hobbies or habits or stuff that they use to make them happy. They're not happy without it. The second it goes away, you can see the depression and sorrow that's in their heart. If you've never met people like that, I mean, give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that are heavy hearts. Let him drink and forget his poverty and remember his misery no more. I mean, that's what God tells them. He said there's going to be people out there that are so heavy-hearted and so sorrowful and are about to die. He said give them something to get them beyond that. We don't have that. Even in our sorrows, we can have happiness because we have Christ. But so, to be truly happy, a man must have sources of gladness which are not dependent on anything in this world. Because everything in this world is temporal. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Some try to find happiness in riches. Jonah found his happiness in a gourd. But what happened when the gourd went away? The Bible says the head of Jonah had fainted and wished himself to die and said, it is better for me to die than to live. I mean, do you see that people try to find everything in some happiness in something. That's natural. But what if it goes away? I will use my son as a great example. You happy playing baseball? You happy working out? Wave your hand if you say yes. I mean, okay, shake your head or something. All right? But what if you got in a car accident and were unable to play baseball or be able to run or anything like that ever again? Could you be happy? Is there ability, or is your happiness found in sports? Now, I'm using him for an example, and I ask you, what is your thing? Is it in your hobbies? Is it in your books you read? What if you went blind? What is your happiness found in? If it's found in anything that is on this earth, it is temporal and will pass away. You must find happiness in something that's eternal, or your happiness will pass away. Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it your finances? Is it your fun? So we find, and I said some find their happiness in riches. I said that. Some find their happiness like Jonah in just something that happened, a gourd. Some believe that happiness can be found in education and in knowledge. Ecclesiastes said, "For much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow." Wow. The more you know, the more sad you are, or the more chance of being sad there is. So how do you know? Well, the more I know about me, the more sorrowful I am about the old sorry person I am. The more I ask God to search me and show me me, the more I say, "Dear God, I don't want you to." Can I tell you this? The more I know about society, the more I get sorrowful about it. The more I know. Oh, Adam should have never ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. He should have just enjoyed God. He said, "I want to know something," or she said, "I want to know something." She said, "It's a tree to make one wise." And old serpent is over there enticing her, saying, "Go ahead. God just doesn't want you to be as smart as he is. God doesn't want you to know everything he knows." That's because you can't handle it. The more you know, the more. I mean, if I all right, let me use this example. Maybe you don't understand this. All right? You've got a bank account. And you're saying, you got a checkbook. You think, "Hey, I can write checks. We've got $50,000 in the business account. So we're writing checks for this, and we're going to go out there, and somebody comes and has a need, and I said, 'Hey, we just write you a check for $1,000. Woo-hoo-hoo. And then you come to find out that your partner in business and embezzling money, he wrote a bad check. You didn't know you could write that check and be giddy about giving it away. When you found out your partner done stole the money or done spent the money somewhere else and didn't write it in the checkbook and didn't keep the right accounts, all of a sudden, the more you knew, what if you found out right before you wrote that check and you'd already told that guy, "I'll write you a check for this. Yeah, we'll take care of that. You got plenty of money." Then you go to the records and find out we don't have anything. Wow, knowledge gets you sorrowful. Boy, you just living just like life was great until you found out. Boy, you find out, "Oh, wow, I can't do this anymore. I can't eat this anymore. I can't live this way anymore." Because